This happened a few years ago on Christmas. At the time, I was just a kid, and as I grew up, I gradually became aware of how messed up my family was. On the surface, everything was fine. I had a little sister, a mom, and a dad who took care of us. Perfect, right? Well, not really. My parents were always fighting. My dad was arrested for being violent with my mom on multiple occasions, but no matter what he did to her, she always took him back. I just chalked it up to them trying to hold it together for me and my sister, but something much darker was going on. By the time I was a teenager, I figured it out. They both had serious drinking problems. Every time my dad got drunk, he became angry and violent, and my mom would get drunk just to cope with him. It was an ongoing deadly cycle, and me and my sister didn't really know what to do about it. However, on the night of Christmas Eve, my parents threw a party. They hosted some neighbors and relatives to trade gifts, play games, share food, and have a good time together. It was all going fine until the drinking started. Once night fell, the conversations turned to arguments, then to fighting. My dad started swinging at multiple people at the house. People tried to break it up, but whatever they did or said just fanned the flames. Eventually, my mom started begging everyone to leave before things escalated. Our relatives were hesitant, but little by little, everyone left. With no one else around, my dad screamed at us to go to our room, so we did. The arguing and shouting between my parents didn't stop though. They kept going at it all night, from our beds. All we could hear was fighting. My sister and I were terrified, but we had also become numb to it. We had Christmas morning to look forward to. It kept us sane until the screaming subsided a few hours later. Then we finally passed out. The next morning, it was Christmas, and things were oddly quiet, so we got up and carefully made our way downstairs. At the bottom of the steps, we met our parents, who were already waiting for us in the living room. Our mom was sitting on the couch, wearing sunglasses for some reason. Our dad, however, was standing right by the tree, with a wide beaming smile on his face. It was so unnatural. My sister and I hesitated to approach the Christmas tree. Our dad had to wave us over to open our presents. We looked to our mom for confirmation, but she just sat there without acknowledging our existence. I really tried to open my present, act surprised, but when my forced reaction was met by complete silence from my mother, I snapped.
Dad, why is Mom wearing sunglasses inside? And why isn't she saying anything?
She's drunk from last night. She'll be awake shortly.
Mom, what the hell? Why are you drinking if you can't even wake up on time for Christmas? Can't you put the goddamn bottle down? Well, is that it? You just gonna ignore me? Say something!
Son, I think she passed out. She can't even hear you.
Well, good going, Mom! You ruined Christmas!
I couldn't take it anymore. I had to remove myself from the situation. I thought my dad would follow me into my room or demand that I come back out, but he didn't. He kept his attention on my sister. I could hear him telling her again and again, "Keep going. Open your presents, baby." I felt bad for blowing up on my mom in front of my sister, but that would pale in comparison to what I would soon feel. I didn't leave my room all day. I was too angry. Eventually, my sister came to hide in our room with me for the rest of the night. But then all hell broke loose a few hours later. Suddenly, we heard our dad screaming. He was wailing, crying out in pain. We ran to see what was wrong with him, and that's when we saw him breaking down next to my mom. He kept saying she was dead as he cradled her in his arms, and I could tell by then that he was right. Her body was gray, swollen, and stiff. My mom was dead. Soon, an ambulance came and took her body away, but the cops that showed up wouldn't leave. They multiplied, and before we knew it, cops were swarming our house, and then they took our dad away too. After we were relocated to our grandmother's house, we learned the truth. Our dad confessed to killing our mom. He strangled her on the night of Christmas Eve after hours of arguing. What that meant slowly set into my traumatized mind. He killed her, then dragged her body onto the couch, propped her up, put sunglasses over her lifeless eyes, and made my sister and I open presents in front of her corpse. Ever since then, we've lived with our relatives while our dad is in prison. I still feel this immense guilt and shame for cussing her out, not realizing she was dead the entire time. One of the most downright disturbing Christmas incidences was when a man videotaped his stepchildren opening Christmas presents with their dead mother propped up on the couch. William Wallace, 39, was convicted of second-degree murder for the Christmas Day 2011 death of 26-year-old Zazelle Preston. Jurors began deliberating Tuesday and reached a verdict the next morning. The victim's 2 daughters from a prior relationship and the couple's baby were in the apartment at the time their mother passed. Authorities determined Preston died at about 1 a.m., but Wallace propped up her body on the couch while he videotaped the girls opening presents later that morning. Wallace called 911 at around 9:30 a.m. that Christmas morning to report his wife needed medical help, according to police. Wallace has a known history for going to jail in the past because of past physical altercations with the victim. 3 days before the victim's death, she told family members she wanted to leave Wallace, but unfortunately, it was too late.